As you all know, I'm testing different older hardware, mostly GPUs, and for that one needs a benchmark PC, you know. Some people do this with their own PCs, but I don't feel like changing GPUs or installing drivers all the time. And I do have a spare PC with the Intel i5 6500 and the motherboard with the Ryzen 3 1200, but both CPUs are old and weak. This would lead to the GPU not being fully utilized, so a GPU bottleneck, or rather a CPU bottleneck that is. That's why I have been eyeing newer CPUs for my AM4 platform, as the Intel one it's basically that, like you can get an i7, but you know, it's not worth it, they're overpriced on the second-hand market. And finally I landed my hands on a Ryzen 7 2700, which is an 8-core 16-thread CPU that is not the newest, far from that, but it's light years better than the previous two options. The bench PC has also 32GB of DDR4 RAM, running at 2933 MHz, and it also has SATA SSD as memory. In December, I got a €30 PC, and that case is large enough to accommodate the AM4 motherboard. You can see the footage of me putting it together in the background. To showcase the CPU bottleneck, I will compare the €30 PC and my new bench PC with the R7 260X installed, with this being the graphics card. Firstly, I have tested the GPU with just 8GB of RAM, thus creating only a CPU and platform change, so to speak. Only 3 games benefited from it in averages. These are Civilization 6, which was almost doubled both the average and 1% low frames. Hearts of Iron 4, which ran 10 FPS faster, and Counter-Strike 2. Remember, this game was totally unplayable on the €30 PC, but now it's not competitive, but you know, we get almost 54 FPS on average and the 1% lows are in the mid-20s. Thus, it's playable. And Minecraft really liked having a stronger processor, as the 1% lows, they're increased from 1 to more than 30 FPS, and Call of Duty World at War is similar to Minecraft in that regard, as its 1% lows went from 0.03 on average to 28 plus FPS. Games can be also bottlenecked or rather limited by RAM. This can be either the RAM amount or the RAM speed, but that's a topic for another video for another time. So let's just compare the results from both €30 PC and the bench PC with only 8GB to the results with 32GB. So now Minecraft runs smooth like butter. World of Tanks gained 30 FPS for the average FPS value and a bit less for the low figures. Call of Duty just got some more FPS for the 1% lows. I just want to mention that the game has a cap of 90 FPS that can be unlocked, but I haven't done it. Frostpunk somehow ran worse on the better specs. Counter-Strike did not improve much, though the averages are now above 60 and the 1% lows are around 40 frames per second. Metro Redux 2033 just gained in the 1% low department, while Hearts of Iron 4 only improved the averages, but the 1% lows are still horrible. Yet the game is playable, you know, it's Hearts of Iron, it's bound to stutter, you know. Lastly, Sid Meier's Civilization 6 also experienced a bit of a degradation. This is a good showcase of a system limitation in comparison to the GPU. By overcoming the CPU bottleneck, we have gained on average 19.6% more performance. Overcoming the RAM limitations netted us an additional 18.9 on top, while if we compare the worst and best case scenario for the GPU, so we compare the €30 PC results to the bench PC with 32GB of RAM, In this case, we have gained a total of 42.3% improvement, which is crazy to think about, you know? But yeah, that's all for this video. Be sure to stick around for more PC related content, or just check out the one I have already done, and I will see you all. Gaming teacher out.